All right, here we are with the first video for the week 14 test. And this is the direct variation. What you're given is a graph. You have to look at that graph and use that information to answer the 4 questions, either true or false. It says Martha graphed the total amount of money she earned, Y, for the total number of hours she worked. Hours worked are on the bottom. That makes sense. That's the independent variable that controls how much she earns. And then the dependent variable, the dollars earned, is on the y-axis. So question 1, the slope of the line is 12. True or false? So we've talked about looking for a place where the line crosses the grid. Notice right there, the line crosses the grid. Here the line crosses one of the grid lines, one of the grid lines, one of the grid lines, one of the grid lines. It's not till we get up to this top point that it crosses both grid lines. So we're going to zoom in on that spot, and that is point 560. Oops, I started writing the answer instead of writing the second point. That is point 560. So if we come over to question A and we look at point 560, we know that in a proportional relationship, which this is, straight line goes through 0, so that's proportional. In a proportional relationship, when you divide the dependent by the independent, you get the slope. So that is true. Slope is 12. B, the y-intercept of the line is 12. Well, we know that's not true. If we go down to this spot, right where the line hits the y-axis, we can see that the slope, while it is 12, the y-intercept is 0.00 is where it hits, or 0 is what we would call the y-intercept, so that one's false. If Martha works 7 hours, she will make $84. Well, the other nice thing about getting this 12 is that when we have that slope, that tells us how much somebody makes per hour. So we know that Martha makes $12 per hour. So if she works 7 hours times $12 per hour, yes, that does equal 84. So that one's true. And finally, D, the equation for the line is y equals 1/12 x. No, because we'll go back up to that slope we calculated. We know that the equation of a line is y equals the slope times x. So in this case, the correct equation is y equals 12x. And this is what we talked about doing, was going through, and if you're going to say it's true, show y. If you're going to say it's false, show y. All right, so you're going to see this type of question a couple more times. On the week 15 test, they don't give you the graph. On the week 15 test, they simply give you a statement, and you have to answer your 4 questions from the statement. So you can check your week 15 practice test to see a sample of that type of question. All right, so be sure you match your test up against this video. If you got some things wrong, match it up so you know what you're looking for the next time, and then bring any additional questions you have to class.